Well, welcome back to Wobbly Player Syndrome, a RLG 40k podcast. I'll have to make that welcome a bit shorter. I am here, you can see on Twitch again, /Redbelly. If you haven't jumped on, well, it's too late now. Greg is here. We have Michael's back.
Hi.
There he is. We have the Marks.
Right. Yo.
And we have a new guest. We have Liam. He's been listening to us, and he said, "Nah, you guys don't know what you're talking about. I'm coming here to set the record straight." Liam, how are you?
Good, mate. How you going?
I'm good. We've had a few delays trying to get this podcast up and running to this month. We've had blackouts. What else did we have? Somebody decided to have a birthday. That was very rude of you, Mark.
Yeah.
But we're here, finally. Huzzah. Let us all rejoice. Numfa, do the dance of joy. How's everyone been? What's going on? What's going on in the world? Mark, how was your birthday?
My birthday was great. I even got a new car for it.
That would have been a bitch to wrap.
I was going to say, when did they start doing that in parcel?
No. See, I had to buy it myself. So it was a bit less gifty.
Did you at
and
least
more.
act
I wanted
surprised?
it. Well, I was surprised that it was a Kia.
Oh, yeah, I saw the photo, and I went, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, nobody does. It's brilliant.
And then I was in Brovary the other day, and what do you know? A Stinger rocked up and parked in front of me and went, holy crap, that's what it looks like. So there you go. I've seen two now. It's very exciting. Liam, why have you come to annoy us? Join us.
I was actually free tonight and thought I'd jump on and, join in.
Excellent. Oh, you might be able to hear a dog in the background. That's pretty excellent. Cool. So, we should get this podcast moving, doing stuff. Now, we've already off air, we had a debate who's going to do the new releases, because it's usually Mark who does it. But Michael's going, nah, you know nothing. And he's come in and uploaded the GW site and is going to read from the top. Take it away, Michael. What's new?
Yeah, well, it was just because I was looking it up because he wasn't here before, but then we didn't do it. So probably the big thing for me personally is the new Knight. I'm super excited about that one.
Is that out now, or is it still the new release, or coming soon?
I want to say that one's just pre-order. I think mine's coming tomorrow, to be honest. So it's probably came out on the weekend just past. But yeah, it's really cool. You can be like the special character, or you can it's also a category of knight, so you can have a preceptor. Doesn't have to be the special character.
Yeah. And
that's pretty cool.
That would make it, your second knight, I'm sure, so you're still learning how to use them.
Yeah, totally. What's 27 knights between friends?
It's a good lead into our conversation tonight. Size does matter.
Well, on the topic of the conversation tonight, one of the other big releases is Kill Team Rogue Trader, which I've got, but I haven't opened up. It looks really cool.
Kill Team Rogue Trader, or otherwise known as the Event Horizon board game.
Totally, eh? I love the Rogue Trader models. They're so sick. As soon as I saw those previews, I was like, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to buy it.
That's it. Because that preview came out. Didn't it come out before the Kill Team preview? And I just saw that and I just lost it. I was like, I must have them.
Yeah, there was leaked images ages ago of a couple of the Kill Team models.
It was very, very exciting.
And there's been a bunch of random Kill Team stuff, like terrain and more warbands and stuff. And the Reavers for Adeptus Titanicus, which I've got a pre-order for, but apparently it's getting delayed because Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay hasn't come out yet, and I pre-ordered that at the same time, so they're kind of stuck with each other.
Yes, it said fall. I'm saying it's fall somewhere in the world. Why isn't it here now?
Yeah, I know, right? Where I ordered it, it's release in September.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, cool.
Running out of September.
And I'm like, running out of September, guys. When's it going to show up? It'll show up when my Reaver shows up as well, apparently.
Nice. There, you're going to roleplay with your Reaver. What
My
are you
little
doing in your own
Reaver.
time, mate?
Baby Reaver and the Big Reaver.
Oh, this is for the Titanic. Sorry, I had a mouthful of drink then. I couldn't come back with some witty. That's what it depend on the others to come in. Like the other Mark, he's usually here telling us something funny. Or he actually usually breaks our PG rating. So it's
Oh, I haven't wait. Sorry. give me a chance. I'm wanting to get out of this boring Knights business.
We haven't managed to trigger him yet.
haven't found the right keyword, right?
Give me a second. It's week 10 in term 3. Give me a second.
Fantastic. So yeah,
You got non 40k stuff. You got Beasts of Chaos and all the Lord of the Rings stuff.
I don't know much about the Lord of the Rings, but I've been just listening to podcasts that talk about the Beast of Chaos, and they look quite good and tasty.
Yeah, true. I was just kind of focusing on the 40k stuff.
Why would you do that? What sort of podcast is this? Come on.
Because 40k is just like better. It's my first love. It's my beautiful, sweet child.
Well, there's an image we don't want to see. And
just don't be imagining what I do with my Rogue Trader book in the middle of the night.
Yeah, all I can imagine, you started with 2 knights, and now I know how you got more than 2. It's all right to love your models, just don't love your models. There we go, inappropriate pause.
The question about the knights is, are they all genuine ones, or are they Chinese knockoffs?
I've got one that I was given by somebody in thanks for something, and I'm not sure about that one. The rest of them are all genuine.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and they're probably on your contents insurance.
I actually gave up listing all my models on my contents insurance because there's too many for me to get covered under it. It taps down to 10
What
grand.
category do you put it under? Grown-up toys or little man's toys?
I think the idea was to get it put under miscellaneous contents, but it's not worth doing because there's too many of them.
Too many of them. That's just rubbing salt wound. Not fun.
I am Teddy Walker.
Yeah. All right. So, speaking of knights, how have you? We've seen a few photos. How are you going with your hobby and progress and trying to get them done?
Hobby progress has not been good the last month. Like I was saying to the guys, I think probably the only thing I've done in the last couple of weeks is I picked up a second-hand Alexis Pollux to do a conversion, and all I've done is rip the arms off. I haven't got around to the rest of it.
Fair enough. I'm not sure what that model is.
And my new knight shows up tomorrow, so I haven't done anything with it yet.
Okay. But I've seen you have been putting some Necromunda stuff together.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I did that since the last podcast or before, but I built a bunch more Cawdor because Cawdor are awesome.
I was always the Scabbies when I played original. Have you brought out the Scabbies yet?
No, they haven't brought out anything like the Scabbies. Although the Cawdor kind of have a scabby vibe to them. They're very kind of poxy and raggedy. Although I love the fact that they have I can't believe it's not a Guardian Spear. Like, the literal fluff for it is the Cawdor looked at the pictures of Custodes and went, man, we should make guns on sticks like they have. And they just tape auto guns to the end of a polearm.
Very nice. Well, you reduce your range, right? Oh, dear. Liam, you've got a long list to catch up. This is episode 7, so 7 episodes worth of hobby progress. How are you going?
Well, that's pretty easy because I haven't done anything.
There we go, guys and girls. Yeah.
I literally just looking in my cupboard now, and I just have not done anything for a very long time. I've had no room to do anything, and I've just been too busy.
Hooray, I'm not the only hopeless one for once.
We just know you're the hopeless one because you keep telling us every month.
Progress.
You've done progress.
Well, I've got progress this month.
Well, if you've got progress this month, we better go to the other Mark. How you going?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, fight it out between yourselves. Are we still there? Sorry, folks. I seem to have internet issues. What a surprise.
Really? Internet issues on this podcast?
Yeah. It's just... That's what I got to say.
It might be chewing up too much bandwidth if you're streaming.
No, we haven't had issues before. Well, first couple episodes were fine. It's just recently it's been playing up. I'll have to have a quiet word with my provider. And tell them how much I appreciate their service. So, mark number 1 or 2. Where were you up to your progress?
Which mark
The Necron.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Did you have anything else?
No, I'm playing around still with the idea of the Dark Eldar, but I don't know. I just thought, look at that, another shooty army. How do I keep finding these shooty armies? It's driving me nuts.
Just go with Nids or Orcs. You'll be fine.
Orcs have
October.
intrigued me, but I just don't know if I've got the capacity to shove those many little men down and continue an idea of what's going on. What I
Yep.
understand, you can have an absolute fuckload. There you go, dropped it.
Yeah, but
And-
a kill team doesn't have to be
True.
like
But
hundreds.
how hard would they be in a kill team?
Tough
Would
as
they be
four.
able to compete at small numbers?
Yeah.
My understanding is that the old bloody burner boys are pretty scary.
Yeah. Fibers, toughness 4. Get in hand-to-hand combat. They're going to smash your face.
Yeah. I'll finish up with this AdMech. Decide if I want to build something around those instead of just having it as a kill team force and take it from there. But at least I'm actually getting somewhere. I've got 100 points of those built. Yes, I know it's not much, but when you consider it was just for a kill team
That's 100
force, I'm
points.
happy to have a force that's built, that's painted, and after was winged the other week, now they actually look like they're supposed to look. So just leave me alone, you bastards. The guns match this time. What do you expect? I know it.
No, they look good. I like the colour scheme on them. They look good.
The fact that I actually had a theme that went with them was kind of nice, and I thought the colour wasn't with it, so yeah, I was happy with it.
Very good, Jerome.
Very good.
And Smurf, Mark?
Smurfs, I have managed to paint most of one model, which is far short of my goal of 3. So I have another missile man that's technically sort of table ready, though he still needs some highlighting and a bit better. But yeah, slowly baby stepping my way to actually getting stuff done.
Well, that's good. We need more Smurfs on the table. There's not enough of them.
No, right.
That's unbelievable.
I can never get a game in. I can never get a game in.
Yeah,
Does
you
anybody else? Nobody else in the group is playing Smurfs.
There's a reason for that.
The last couple of months, it's been hard to get games in at all. Just been it's been a busy time of year.
Yeah. No, we've got a few, but well, that's good. I'm glad you just skipped past my hobby progress. I appreciate it, fellas.
So you've done a me, have you?
No, he's got a toy, and he's built the toy. He had it based white last time I saw it.
Yeah,
Greg,
he is
tell him
still.
about that.
Yeah, Tyrant is still based. He is all in one piece. If anyone's on Twitch, they're looking at me going, "Why is he looking to the left?" Because I'm looking at all the models that I've got to paint. Because I put them in front of me to convince me to get inspired. So they're still there.
And all it's doing is showing as a giant cliff.
Oh, well, yeah, I've been busy just doing other stuff. Life gets in the way. But I did put together Celestine as well. So she's now on there to get done as well. So that list has just got bigger and bigger. And what's his name? Inquisitor Eisenhorn, he's been put together. So a few, I basically went through all my boxes and stuff, assembling everything. I've got to say, I dropped one of the shoulder pads for the Celestine's, what are they called? The ones that fly around with her. Cannot find that shoulder pad anywhere. I mean, that'd be right. Awesome. So, she'll only have one person flying with her until I can get some green stuff or find a replacement. So that's kind of frustrating.
I got it.
Yeah, but
Stuff you can have if you want it.
sorry.
I got green stuff you can have if you want it.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, just got to mould a because I'm good at.
I can give you a Space Marine shoulder pad if you really want.
Yeah. Does it have the Ultramarine symbol on it? Because I'd really appreciate that.
I don't have any of those. I've used all of those. But I've got Inquisition ones.
No, it's all right. I'll be fine because they're a lot smaller, unless you just bulks up with one arm.
Well, I could give you more than one if you really want.
Just give me a Space Marine. I'll put some wings on it and say, yeah, that's transgender support.
Hey, actually, speaking of that, Anto might have some spare wings.
I was going to say, speaking of transgender, Anto?
Poor Anto.
I was going to say, no matter, depending on how much smaller they are, the scouts come with some spare shoulder pads. It's like Space Marine scout size.
Oh, okay. I'll have a look, but otherwise, yeah, I'll just mould on green stuff. Test my moulding skills. So that should be ugly. But you did mention that we've been struggling trying to get some battles in for the last month. Just trying to find time, and our monthly events have been hit hard with life events. So, did anyone get any games in the last month?
Well, we had that little kill team session.
We did. It was good.
That was an interesting little start to see how kill team works.
I remember playing a kill team game, but I don't know if it was this month or last month.
No, it was this month. Yep.
As we kind of flailed around trying to figure out how kill team is different from 40k.
Well, I like it. I like kill team, but I would have been surprised if I didn't. So
Yeah, it's a cool little game.
Yeah, so I got to get a couple of games in of kill team. One must have been against you, Mark, Smurf Mark. Was it?
Mm.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yes,
And that was a very close battle, actually.
it was. And it was enjoyable, and especially how, I won. Didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did.
I just couldn't believe how cross-eyed my Marines were for like most of the game, and then all of a sudden they were just like, "Oh, this end goes toward the enemy."
I like the surprised look on your face when they hit you with the hot shot volley gun. I went, what, they do what now? I said, yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. That a hot shot las gun does -1 and a bolter does nothing.
Not -1, it was -2 for a hot shot. I think it was 2.
Or -2. Yeah, that's still ridiculous.
That is kind of crazy.
It's still only a strength 3, so it does struggle to wound, but when it does, you've got a hole in your chest.
Yeah. It basically nullifies power armor.
Oh, that's a shame.
What a shame.
Terrible shame.
What power armor?
So,
And when I'm shooting back at you, and Imperial Guardsmen in carapace armor seem to be surviving better than Marines, that seems wrong to me.
I don't see your issue, sorry.
There will be bolt rifles involved in my next game, I think.
One might say that the guardsmen were disgustingly resilient.
Yeah.
Oh! But, yeah. Well, I finally found a
I-
use for my the Tempestus. Yeah, I always have fun with that word, because I haven't been using him in my guard army. But now I think I've just gone, here's my kill team. Yay, I can get to use them! Which has been good.
That said, sometimes having really powerful weapons backfires on you. Like when I shot you with that melter, and it sort of blew a hole and cauterized the wound, and the guy just kept going.
Doesn't help. I'll give you that. Definitely doesn't help when you have missing limbs. Yes. So we could talk about this a little later. But what do we think of the mechanics of the game? Like, if your big toe is covered, that's obscured.
That shits me beyond belief.
Well, on the one hand, it is dodgy because like this tiniest tent peg of a thing can obscure you. But on the other hand, it does eliminate some of that Oh, well, I think that's 25%.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's only 10% kind of deal, you know?
Yeah, I think
No,
that's
I get that. It's designed to eliminate some of that arguments that happen about, 50, 25, whatever. But when you get a game where sometimes it's so pedantic about specifics, real world physics, and then it goes, no, you're covered because your left testicle is behind a tree branch. It just
that's a big branch.
Although we were kind of giving the obscured rule a bit too much credit because it does specify that you only count the body of the model. You don't include like guns.
Oh
barrels,
no, but that's what it's based. It's just basically the base and cylinder up, sort of thing. But don't count the big antenna that's hanging off them as well. Otherwise, you get penalised for making your miniature look cool.
See, the other thing is that, like you've got, like all these factors come in as a sort of a minus to hit most of the time. So it really sort of, it reduces that sort of I'm going to shoot you and destroy the living hell out of you kind of ness that regular 40k kind of has.
Yeah, it's not as punishing. When you're in a squad of... who had the squad? Was it you, Michael, had a squad of 4 miniatures in
He had
total?
5. He had
Yeah,
5
I
and
had
I had
the
12.
5 readers.
Yeah. Versus a squad like the Tempestors, which had 9? Yeah, you want to be hiding behind that twig to cover your left testicle.
Yeah, and I like that it's sort of a lot of that sort of stuff gives it that uncertainty factor because you don't just have everyone going min-maxing and going, oh yeah, I've got 2+ to hit and re-roll ones, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
makes you move too because over halfway, that's a -1. If they've got their left testicle hidden, it's -2, and so it builds up. So I'm looking forward to playing a campaign actually, so we actually build the experience points up.
One thing that's kind of bugged me a little is it's kind of a benefit that they seem to have based the kill teams on the plastic box sets, which is cool because you just need to buy the plastic box set.
Yeah.
But if you're an army that has a shitty box set, you have shitty options for your kill team.
Does anyone have a shitty box set?
Oh, like the Chaos Marines have a really crappy box set
Why is
compared to some of the other ones. Like ones who have box sets that don't come with many weapon options, that's reflected in what their kill team is allowed to take.
Cool.
Which is kind of annoying, but I like the idea of you just need a box set. I really like that idea.
But see, for me, where I think it's a fantastic idea because I can go and pick up little bits of this and this, and I can see if there's something I want, and it's got my interest renewed for the AdMech. I might do it again, as you guys are saying. Orcs might be a pickup for me. Okay, fine, I'll go pick up.
They're definitely a pickup for me.
For orcs and see how it goes.
Yeah, totally. I just wish that they made better box sets for the armies that have crappy box sets.
Yeah, fair
Gave
call.
them
You mean the
access
actual kill team box sets?
No,
Ones that come with the scenery?
40k box sets, the troop box
right.
sets.
Yeah. No, I like how they brought out their box sets of the kill team ones, so you get the scenery with them, and then all the data cards and tactical.
Yeah, I mean, I like
cards
nearly
and
everything about it. It just kind of bugs me that you look at some of the options and you're like, that team has much worse choices than they do because their box set is different.
My favourite part is I can have a poxwalker and he could be a specialist.
zombie.
Yeah, make him leader for sure. No, before we do go too far down this, we normally have our leaderboard as well, which I forgot to put on the run sheet. So here you go, guys. Here's a surprise. Ta-da! Not much has changed because we haven't had many games in the last month. So the ladder of command top is myself, second place Michael, Rob in third, fourth is Steve, fifth is Liam. Liam, you're in fifth. How's that for not having a game for how long?
I forget. I don't know.
It's a weird way, this ladder of command, how it works, but yeah. And for the forces, the Catachan are on top. Thank you very much. Forward Board Reza, Pallid Hands, Desert Lions, and Ultramarines round out your top 5. Hawk Shroud just want to know 6 spots, so you just need to knock over the Ultramarines. So you can see a battle coming up. Ultramarines, Knights should be fun. And then the generals, top 5 as myself, Rob, Steve, Mark, Smurf Mark, and Dave is in 5th place, holding on to 5th place because apparently people are playing but not winning.
I've played one game and it was Kill Team. So there we go.
Yeah, we haven't counted the kill team towards the ladder because we figured it's a different format and we might try a campaign instead. Otherwise, we can add it. It's up to the group. I just hadn't done it because I was lazy. That's the real answer.
And you're old, so we forgive you.
Not old. Shut up. My microphone's up really loud. No, the headphone's up loud so I can hear. All right, so this is where we have a break. So we get to be quiet for a little bit for people on Twitch who are watching. Like what you're hearing? So do we.
You scream out in the night.
Who is this, you say?
You speak so silently.
Storyboard concept. Want to hear more?
Anytime that you want.
Go to storyboardconcept.bandcamp.com. Need your board game fix? What about a new family game to entertain the kids? Head over to Rollers Board Games at rollersboardgames.com and look them up on Facebook. Board games, card games, party games, you name it, we've got it. And we don't. We'll do our best to get it. Rollers Board Games. That was exciting, wasn't it, folks? Welcome back. Thank you again to Rollers Board Games for helping us out. And, of course, Colin with his band. Apparently his EP is going quite well. Storyboard Concept. Thank you for the music as usual. Boys and girls, monthly topic. Size does matter. All right, here comes Mark breaking our PG rating.
Is that really a mature rated groan, or?
I'm actually quite ambivalent about this. It's just like I don't have any of the massive friggin' bloody. There you go, I'm dropping some of it. Massive big toys that Michael's got, but then again, I don't feel that's a massive factor in whether it is a cool or massive difference. It's ambivalence.
I feel like there's no beef there.
No,
No.
it's
Well,
like, you give me the Smurf drop pods, then you're really going to get me dropping left, right, and centre. But,
So it came about because we have had Kill Team release and we've had Adeptus Titanicus. Did I get that right?
Yep, that's correct.
That's
Let's say
released.
so.
Yep. And we all play either 1,500 points or 2,000 point forces, and some of us even get to play Floorhammer.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was just having a look back and seeing size doesn't matter. What's the perfect game to play? Should we all be playing the same rules as Kill Team in the 40k because that makes sense, or is that only makes sense in small games? Is it not important how big it is, just how you use it?
it's not the size of the game; it's the size of the game. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I love me a massive throbbing game of Floorhammer as much as the next guy, but there is something to be said for small games.
Yeah. Sometimes you get the pleasure out of the little things. Just the big bang doesn't always get it for you.
Yeah, it just comes in and it hits just right, and you're like, yeah,
Get
That's
some
the
good
spot.
pressure from
Yeah.
the big hits, yeah.
They're usually more enthusiastic.
No, it's, for me, it's just, mind you, I've got no experience with Floorhammer. I've got no experience with the massive apocalypse games, so I've got nothing to draw from. So I've only got your standard 2,000 points versus Kill Team, and I like both for their reasons. Like, Kill Team's fantastic because we were able to have a 3-player game. We were able to have another game afterwards, yet still it wasn't stupid o'clock and it wasn't so bad. Yet I still enjoy that afternoon couple of hour session of 1,500 points. And to what I suppose what I'm trying to get is, depends on what game you want. You can now get more options for it and get what you want from it.
Yeah, and that's a big thing too. Like Dono, who organised the Floorhammer, he was saying as we're wrapping up, it's like, we've been playing all day, this big, 180,000 point game. And it's like, that was great. I'll see you in like a year when we organise the next one because we need that long to recover.
Yeah. It's definitely a sometimes thing in that instance. One of the things I noticed with the larger games is it's less like you don't wind up with like hero units. Generally, it's you're sort of using a broom to sweep away the dead after each shooting round, etc. So you have less of that red guy moment where there's one guy standing out in the middle of the field getting shot at by everybody and doing heroic things.
Yeah, less chances for me to have everyone walking up, 40 warriors walking up with a crypt deck behind them as I'm trying to walk the waves down the road. Yeah.
Yeah, you not so much got that, oh, look, it's that great big tooled up Blood Angel captain. Well, what's he going to do about this 2,000 odd points worth of Reaver,
Yeah, because he might be charging against 60 other, 60 Plague Marines or something stupid like that. And, even a captain's going to, go away under a, hail of fire in that instance.
Yeah, or I remember the opening game of APOC we played down at the GW Belco. One guy brought the Warlord Titan along, and it was holding a flank on its own, and like 100 Khorne Berserkers just kind of swarmed it and swelled over it.
Yeah.
Like red ants all over it. Nice.
It was like Red Ants, man. They did kill it. It finally went down to a freaking chain axe.
Well, I think that's the big difference with this edition is because a lasgun can kill, Primarchs and Titans.
Or some scrub
Nice.
with a force staff can kill a knight.
Almost.
Very close.
Almost got him.
Says he with not a trace of bitterness at all.
I was just like,
I'm very
I'll
bitter.
go
It
slap
still
that
stood.
Psyker. And the Psyker's like, oh, will ya? I completely whiff, and the Psyker just twats me for like D3 mortal wounds.
I wasn't sure who had the biggest surprise that faced me or you because holy crap, that hits hard. It's good. Right.
I'm going to back up and shoot this guy.
Yeah, all right, smart shoot then. Yeah, see, that'll work out all right. So Floorhammer we don't get to do very often, once a year. Apocalypse is not that, and we don't have much experience in those size games, but we do play 40k 8, obviously. Now, for someone who has the options for Knights, or Girly G, how do you fit 2,000 points? That's the only time you're going to bring them, or will you try and fit them into a smaller force? Is it worth it, or is it, do you do swarm armies at that size?
Well, I'd love to fit Gilliman in, and I've seen a lot of people doing that. It just usually devolves down into people taking their bat and ball and going home, basically.
For what size army are you talking about?
Well, I've seen Gilliman fit in with 1,500 or 2,000 point armies to good effect, and he is a wrecking machine. Just ask Big Dave. Just ask Big Dave. I think he put down 1,000 points worth of Tau, and Gilliman with no cover, and just charged across the table and killed all of them on his own. You can have these units, but you've got to balance it, I guess, with, is this going to be fun for everybody playing? You know what I mean?
And for your Knights, if you ever put, you played against me with your Knights, that was 2,000 points, wasn't it?
I think it was 2,500.
2,500? Not sure.
We played.
Yeah.
I've seen people do it. I've been to tourneys that I wasn't at, and I
Castellan
saw
list.
people doing crap like that,
Yeah.
and their opponents nearly hit them. So I just consider it like a gentleman's thing. It's a really shitty thing to do, to take like a massive Lord of War in a small game.
So what's defined as a small game, though? You're talking 1,200, 1,500, 2,000. For me, 2,000 seems fine because it's a normal 1,500 point force plus a Lord of War.
Well, yeah, if you're spending more than a quarter of the army on one model, you're probably doing it wrong.
And that's exactly sort of the thing. I mean, you've really got to weigh up what you could have for that quarter of your army that, isn't that unit.
So, for you, Necromark, that's the Tesseract would be your big Lord of War, isn't it?
Yeah. Tesseract, or I can't remember the name of the other one. But for me, as Michael was saying, it's just like you really got to think what else you could really slot in for that, that quarter of your forces. And for me, it's like I can think of so many other things that give me versatility in the numbers. So I don't really want to shut down all those points and get a big Lord of War. At this stage, yes, it could be inexperience in the game, but fuck that for a joke. I'd rather put the forces down and see what I can do with those instead of having one big lump in the corner. Nothing against your knights there or anything, Michael, but it's just not the way I want to do it.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair enough. Like, I don't think I've ever played someone with the knights where I've had them kind of half into an army, really. It's always like, I'll take just knights and I'll tell them beforehand so they know. And it's like, I'll take the knights, but only if you're okay with it.
Yeah. And that's what I like, what I'm hearing here is I'm not hearing from you some of the ultra dick moves that I've heard from guys who shot down an entire list of just knights. And so, here's my surprise deal that, come on, let's play. And that would be, for me, that'd be no, screw this and going home.
Yeah, we haven't got anyone who's never done the Castellan list, which is going around tournaments at the moment, with the Castellan Knights, Imperial Guard to generate command points, and then several Blood Angel Captain Smashface.
Yeah, just to take advantage of all the ridiculous CP shenanigans.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw how crazy they were with, the limited CP I had.
Yes.
I think it's bringing back repressed memories here.
He's got the 1,000-yard stare.
I have a new toy that I got from my... where who gave it to me? Oh, the cricket team. Not the cricket team, the football team gave it to me. So I've got a new toy.
Team.
The football team. They gave me a Baneblade, so I will have something that I want to help go against your Knights again. So I'm looking forward to that. Haven't put it together yet.
I would love to have like a Lord of War versus Lord of War type deal going on though.
So Gilliman, pick a knight. Baneblade.
It is a lot of fun when you get
Scarab
those kind
Swarm.
of Lord of War action. Like, I was playing one game against Tyranids, and they had like the ludicrously big Tyranid Biotitan, and I kind of charged it with like 5 Imperial Knights, and that was a really cool fight.
Yeah. I think that's the point, isn't it? If you're going to bring Lord of War, it's better if someone else has one as well, so you can have those big classic matchups.
Yeah.
How many points is Girly Man, and how many points is a Knight?
I know Girly Man's pushing on 400 points.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Well, that's pretty much.
They raised it because he was just ridiculous.
Yeah. And so
What's your basic Knight, Michael?
Probably the cheapest Knight. I mean, this one's got a bunch of gear on it, but if you took a Kestoris Knight Gallant with a bunch of gauntlets and some rocket pods and shit like that, that's $3.99.
Oh yeah.
So that's not the cheapest they can get, but that's kind of one of the baseline ones.
Yeah, it's something you could easily drop down at the start of a Knight's list.
Yeah. Plus, it's like a melee one, so it'd be perfect to go and bitch slap with Gilliman.
Oh, that big one with the big spear looks bloody awesome.
They look cool.
Don't want to see him.
Yeah, so Gilliman from Codex is 360 points, but I'm pretty sure they fact that further up.
Yeah, they do. I think it was added the last big book that came out.
Yeah, Old Mate Knight with the Lance is 480.
Okay.
Yeah, a Shadow Sword is about 415, which is what I'll be making my Blade into, because apparently that's what you do.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, Shadow Swords are pretty crazy.
Yeah, especially for Catachan one, so you get to re-roll the D3.
Man, I think Pooh just came out.
That's gross, man. That's terrible. I can't even think.
Catachan Shadow Swords.
Well, they're very camouflaged in a jungle. You will never see it.
See this giant tank destroyer? It's stealthy.
It's stealthy. That's it. Quick, just throw a branch on it. It will cover it up. Brilliant. See, we worked it out. I think Mortarion's
Well,
at full.
You'd never lock a macro cannon from orbit on it.
No. No. Yeah. So, all right.
Hang on, I'm just looking at the points value for my monolith, 381. Tezzeret, Lords of War, that was that I used for.
Yep.
Obelisk, 429. Tezzeret Vault, 496. So my cheapest one is still more expensive than Girly Man.
Yeah. So, do they have that balance? Because the big part for I find with Girly Man is the bubble more than what he actually does himself. Find it
Well,
bubble.
Yeah, I mean, rerolls to hit for all Imperial units near him.
Yeah. Imperial or just Astartes?
No, that's it. The Space Marines have a separate rule. So you reroll ones for all Imperials within like 12 inches of him, and then within like anybody within 6 inches, that's an Ultramarine, rerolls all misses and all wounds.
Yeah, it gets pretty crazy.
That doesn't seem friendly at all.
So my Tezzeret at nearly 500, I get living metal, so I will gain at the end of the turn. Powers of the Satan, so I can do some funky weird ass shit. One thing I do like about it though is the 4+ invulnerable save. That's not bad.
Yeah.
If-
You take that.
Yeah. And when it does kaboom, it does kaboom.
Big Cat Beta Boom?
Was it 4+? Transcendence contained within takes their vengeance, and each unit within 2d6 suffers d6 mortal wounds.
Is that
It
all?
gets cranky when it dies. So, yeah.
Speaking of the big kaboom, the Castellan, it's like 600 points. Although from what I've been reading, because of the CP bullshit, they're looking at upping that to maybe like 700 or something.
I
stupid.
think that's probably to counteract the Castellan Pure Guard Blood Angel forces.
I know, but like you'd think that you'd try and fix the CP rather than just try and price the Castellan out because they'll just replace it with something else.
True. Mortarion is 470. So he's quite an expensive unit himself. He does have Disgusting Resilience, which everybody loves.
Everybody loves.
Everybody loves. And you stand next to him, you'll suffer D3 mortal wounds. And he has a 4+ invulnerable save as well. So, but yeah, it's 470. When I hear Gilliman, I don't know. I'd rather that reroll +1.
It's funky.
Sorry, rerolls of ones, because it's not just one person hitting; it is the entire whatever within that group.
Yeah, which is why when I put Gilliman down in the last game that I played, I just had like a full tactical squad, a combat squad, and Devastators just basically around him.
Yeah,
and you just couldn't miss. Like I remember chewing through your Chaos Marines in short order because like if I missed, I re-rolled it and hit.
Yeah.
And if I failed to wound, I re-rolled and wounded.
Yeah.
Like it was carnage.
Yeah, I mean the old captain lieutenant combination to reroll
Oh
ones
my
is
God.
bad enough, but rerolling everything, like
yeah.
oof.
And then throw the banner in there, so if something does die, he still shoots, and then you get to re-roll that. Ugh.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure at one point I had moved Gilliman over so that he was within 12 inches of some of the Castellan robots, and their long range cannons and that just got disgusting after that.
And we couldn't resiliate for him. Yeah, well, I'll be having Sergeant Harker stay next to my Storm Shadow, so they'll get to re-roll once. That's what I'll
Also,
do.
in terms of like crazy expensive ones, once you start getting up towards the Warhounds and the Reavers, they're worth so many points that I don't think they're worth it.
Hmm.
A Warhound is 1,500 points, and it's got 2 guns.
How do you play
See,
that?
the other
Floorhammer?
thing is Gilliman. Like Gilliman in close combat is also a monster because I mean he's potentially dishing out 18 regular wounds per combat round.
Yeah, and that's just him on his own.
Yeah, that's just him on his own, and every time he wounds on a roll of 6, that's D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, see, that's just not
So,
friendly.
you know, like it, and you're talking. I mean, that's strength plus 2, so strength 8 attacks with minus 4 AP. As I said, like Big Dave can attest. He put down a hell of a lot of crisis suits and stuff, and whatever that big mech the
big,
Tau
the
have
huge
is.
one. I can't think what it's called.
And Gilliman just walked across the table and just killed them all. I think he got a few lucky shots in and almost got him down to only a couple of wounds left. But I mean,
yeah, I'd like to see how it goes against Mort Tyrion because Mort's 6 attacks, right? But 6 attacks at strength 16.
Yeah, and that's exactly that. That's the other thing.
It's a plague weapon, so reroll 1s to wound as well.
Yeah, so I don't know how that'd go. I'd be very interested to try that out because
1-on-1 would be interesting. A squad of Marines and Mort trying to get in there. Man, to get there quick, but I think you get hurt a bit. And I don't want to get hurt.
But but I mean these kinds of 1-on-1 or low numbers of units, they really sort of give you that that hero unit that you know he's the last guy in his squad or whatever, and he's winning it for the team. And you just don't seem to get that in the larger games. It's sort of either the unit's there or it's not.
Yeah, like a unit under full strength doesn't do a whole lot when you're playing 10,000 points aside.
Yeah.
No, 10,000 points. My God, there goes the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a couple of times when we used to do the monthly APOC games, we'd have 2 5,000 point aside games in a day.
Fair enough. All right, so let's compare the 1,500, 2,000. We've sort of worked out that get a balance right. You wouldn't do Lords of War in the 1,500 or lower. No. Quarter of your army in one unit's a bit much to ask, unless you've reorganised it with your mate beforehand. So, yeah, I'm going to stomp you. And they'll go, yeah, bring it. And they bring a horde of... How many Scarab Swarms can you have?
Me?
Yeah, I just want to see Scarabs versus a Knight.
I've never used them yet. I should. I've got a stack of the bloody things.
I don't. Fun to watch.
Check, sorry.
Just the silver ants running over the top of it. Great.
Scarabs versus Titan.
Yep.
I would would find that incredibly interesting to watch.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. I bet when you guys actually knows what the fuck you're doing, use the Scarabs because I still don't know what I'm doing.
I'm just imagining like scenes from that what is it, World of the Dead, just the swarm over the top of the guy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So then we go to Kill Team, which is 100 points. Squads of 4 up to 10, depending where you are, what you're doing. Hour and a half game when you know the rules. Yeah. For me, I like that type of skirmishing. You can develop a story behind it, and the fact there's a campaign, and you can gain that experience, so you could have those growing heroes in your army. Like we talked about the hero in your 40k big forces. It's usually that guy's still alive and he killed someone. He's a hero, as opposed to any sort of in-game play, unless you're painted red in the Space Marine, Ultramarines, red beaky.
Yeah, see, I'm of two minds with it because, like, when I'm in the mood for it, the way Kill Team is now is brilliant.
Yeah.
But occasionally, I find a game of sort of Kill Team scale a little bit without the whole. I have to nominate my specialists, and I have to go, fill in stat sheets and all of that sort of, all the paperwork around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I wish you could just throw 4 models down and play.
No, I guess
Well,
there's
they
nothing
are-
stopping you doing that.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the campaign aspect. If you want to, yes, it's a pain in the ass. You have to specify things, but no one says you have to specify specialists.
Yeah,
You're playing a
well, as I
match
said,
play.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
Match play, you do. You have to have 3 specialists. Apparently.
Yes.
But you don't have to worry about, if you're not playing a campaign, you don't have to worry about how many kills they got and stuff like that. But I like the flesh wound side of things, and my mate just died. I'm a bit upset about that. I can't shoot very straight now. Especially when you get hit, so the guy loses his face, it might rattle you a bit, unless you didn't like him.
Yeah, I did like the morale seemed to sort of have more impact and more nuanced impact than, say, for instance, in 8th edition where, dudes vanish or they stay.
Yeah. Liam, you've been quiet. You've got some fairly large forces. What do you prefer playing, the larger battles or the smaller battles or the mid?
Anything that doesn't take like 5 hours.
Fair enough. That makes sense too.
But it depends on what I'm in the mood for. So I find these days that I lack time and I'm not really in the mood for a full game of 40k. So a kill team game or one of the Warhammer board games is pretty good.
That's another thing I like about the new Kill Team boxes. Like, it's kind of the game in the box. It's the basic terrain, a little sheet, so you can set that up really quickly and just knock a game out.
Well, from what you showed us of that starter box you brought along, that was really absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I really like it.
And I thought it was, I don't know, just seeing what you had in there, the terrain, it just looked cool. You've got those little boxes, you've got things you can slot down for it. As you said, it's a game in a box. I thought it's a really good idea.
Yeah. It's all inclusive. One rule book to rule them all. It was great.
No, I think it's a good way to go, particularly as they want to try and drive people into the game. It's just a great way of doing it.
Yeah, and like as I said earlier, the one advantage of that whole one troop box and you can play thing is it's a great entry point.
Yeah. So that's what I'll be
Just buying
teaching
one
my
box.
son and his mate to play, is the kill team. To
Yeah,
start
that's
with,
what I'm
it's a
thinking.
skirmish. It's, an hour and a half, you know what you're doing, as opposed to all day trying to get this swarm of troops.
Yeah, no, I like it. The sheer fact that I'm able to get my daughter's squad of 10 Space Marines down and have a game.
Yeah.
And it'd be
Well-
great because that way I've got the option to get her in and she can decide whether she wants to do more of it or whether she's just
That's
happy
it.
to play with it.
Yeah.
10 Space Marines.
One of the things I really like about it is it harkens back to, I guess, I mean, this is showing how old I am, but back when I first got into Warhammer back in, it would have been like 2nd or 3rd edition or something
Jesus
like that.
Christ, how old are you?
And basically your only option, like you didn't have the starter sets like you have now.
Yeah.
Your only option was buy a box of troops that you like the look of, and then start your army from there. And
Squats.
I've always maintained that is the best way to start a 40k army.
And hello,
Right
Attack
up.
Chicken. I have seen you up there, and I've seen your comments, and it's good to see you back online watching my pretty face. Back
I
off.
think it's-
Is this
I
person
wasn't-
blind?
Oh, I hope so, because I'm rather close to the camera tonight. It's a bit disturbing. Even I'm a bit scared.
I was going to say, on the topic of showing your age, it reminds me of Rogue Trader, which was very much more like, a team of individuals
Yeah.
almost, rather than an army.
Yeah, it was almost an RPG. You had developed this character. It was great. I loved it. And I thought we were showing our age when we start talking about Event Horizon, but that's even great. We're talking even older stuff now. Thanks, guys. There goes half our audience, I'm sure. What are these people talking about?
But as a kind of a halfway between normal 40k and Kill Team, they play a really cool variant in the 30k Heresy games. They've got this mode called called Centurion, and Centurion is like 1,500 point games where you build an army and you're pretty much not allowed to take anything bigger than like bikes. You know, it pretty much your army will be almost entirely infantry.
Yeah.
When you're allowed one squad of speeders, I think, and then you're allowed like one squad of bikes.
So
And you're allowed to take a couple of dreadnoughts or something. So it's a very baseline infantry
Your
kind of
scout
battle.
squad sort of thing.
Yeah, that was something I would have
Patrol
really liked
squad.
if I could have got in that Kill Team game. So I would like to play some of those speedy little ones that I don't normally put down for a standard 2,000 point game with Warhammer that I would think would be fantastic for Kill Team.
I actually like the fact they're taking vehicles out of the Kill Team. I mean, what was the Kill Team before it? They had, you could have a Chimera and other vehicles and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the old the last edition of Kill Team was pretty rife with kind of the vehicles being a bit bullshit because you didn't really have the ability to deal with them properly.
Yeah.
So a Chimera or a Rhino was really tough.
Yeah, it made a Sentinel look awesome. It was great.
It really made the Rhino look great as well. I used it in a few of my games.
And the bloody Thunderwolf and the Chaos Spawn were king.
Oh, that's right. I'd loved it without the Chaos Spawn. All right, I'll put this down. Oh, fuck you.
See, that said, though, you could have a low point 8th edition game and have all of those sort of qualities still preserved.
Yeah.
Because people seem to talk either in Kill Team terms or they talk in 1,500 points terms. But a lot of my best games were in that 500 to 700 point range.
Yeah, the personal fighting became, not the big skirmish, not the big...
Yeah, you had maybe 3 squads at most because that's all you had the points for. And when you put down a speeder or a sentinel or, anything like that, you could really sort of see the strengths and weaknesses of a unit in that sort of context.
Well, yeah, like I think my last Centurion army was 4 squads of vets and 2 land speeders. It was a very small army.
So we really like Attack Chicken. He's just let us know that we aren't old. Old is admitting the past has happened. So we never admitted the past, mainly because we don't remember it.
Previous birthdays have made sure of that.
So we appreciate that. So we have got to our hour mark, and so that's where we usually wrap up. We'll have to wrap up to just keep Liam quiet. He's just been hogging the microphone all night.
The true story.
So, for a short answer from each of you, what's your preferred size battle? Michael.
I can't say that I don't love the giant games. That's why I'm going to have to say the big games.
Yep.
I love them, but I still like the small one.
Smurf Mike.
It depends on my mood, but generally around a 1,500 point game is probably where I like to be.
Necron Mark.
I'm actually going for Kill Team at the moment. I just like the versatility, the quickness, and the ability to, if I've got a shitload of models, to really change it up and play around and give things a go.
And Liam.
As much as I like Kill Team, I'm going to say about a 1,200 point game is really my sweet point.
Very good. And for me, I have to agree with the Necromark. I'm really enjoying the Kill Team currently. I think it's just that its life changes, gives me enough time to play a game.
Yeah.
So that saying that, we're going to sign off. Glad you Tech Chicken you jumped in just before we signed off. Yeah, it's good to see you following us that closely. Nah, it's good to see you, mate. We do have September Siege this weekend. Hopefully we'll get some games in. I know we're having some trouble with life experiences again getting in the way, so we'll hopefully have some decent battle reports for you, and hopefully some more vision of some battle reports would be great. We recommend you guys to check us out on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/RLG40K. We also have our Instagram is up and live. You've probably seen it, hopefully, at RLG40K. And, of course, the Twitch channel, /Redbelly. You will see the podcast and sometimes me rambling about other stuff. Redbelly is having the issue, not you. Fantastic. I'm apparently having the issue. Great. Thanks for pointing that out. We really appreciate some feedback on these podcasts. We think we're hilarious. See all that.
I'm definitely not. I'm not funny.
Good, excellent. That went really well. We've been practicing that forever. Guys, you got anything you want to add?
Keep playing.
Play more games.
Oh, we're professional, as you can
Thanks,
tell. Just not
Don't get
professional
old
at this.
like us.
Totes profesh, bruv.
I want to say thank you to Michael, Mark, and Liam for joining me tonight, and what is a long overdue podcast. And let's sign off and say farewell to you all.
Better remember the words of wisdom from my man Will Wheaton. Don't be a dick.
Jesus says, "Don't be a dick."
Will Wheaton is more believable.
And there you go. He broke our PG. All right. Good night, folks.
Ciao.
Bye.
Night.
Night.